Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Today we're at the famous St Andrews Stadium for a high noon showdown between Birmingham City and Leeds United in a fourth round FA Cup tie that pits Championship against Premier League opposition, a classic cup clash with upset potential. Birmingham currently sit 11th in the EFL Championship, firmly in mid-table territory as they balance league consistency with this cup run. In the third round, they survived a late comeback from Cambridge City to edge the tie 2-3. One interesting recent stat for them is their unbeaten run in recent matches across all competitions, a sequence that includes 5 wins and 3 draws in their last 8 outings, showing they are in solid form and can pose problems on their own patch. Leeds arrive at this tie sitting 15th in the Premier League, 6 points above the relegation zone and still striving for consistency. They had a convincing 1-3 away victory over Derby County in the third round and also should be bringing momentum from a recent 2-2 draw with Chelsea in the Premier League, where they showed great character to come back from 2 goals down to draw the game. One noteworthy recent stat for Leeds is that they have lost just 2 of their last 14 games in all competitions, underlining a generally strong run of form and resilience regardless of competition. Both teams have been on good runs recently, so something has to give. Team news: Birmingham manager Chris Davies makes 6 changes and former Chelsea defender Panzo makes his debut after joining from Rio Ave at the start of the month. Danish striker August Priske makes his first start and he joined from Swedish side Jhon last month. For Leeds United, Bonate makes his full debut for Leeds as boss Daniel Farke makes 6 changes. Bonate, 21, who has joined Leeds on loan from Brighton after spending the first half of the season at Chelsea, came on as a substitute to make his debut against Arsenal. Kick-off and Leeds get the tie underway at St Andrews, and from the very first whistle there is a feeling that this is not going to be a quiet afternoon. The atmosphere is intense and the crowd respond enthusiastically to every early challenge. It's classic FA Cup. Okafor produces the first meaningful forward run of the night, driving powerfully down the right and earning Leeds an early corner. It's a promising start for the Premier League side, a chance to settle into the rhythm of the game, but Sean Longstaff's delivery is poor, overhit, drifting beyond the far post and straight out for a goal kick. A small moment perhaps, but it hints at something. Leeds are not yet composed. Birmingham respond almost immediately and win themselves a corner. Can they do better with theirs? The delivery is sharp, whipped with intent, and Leeds have completely switched off at the back post. Solis is left unmarked, wide. He connects cleanly, but fires into the side netting from a tight angle. That was a genuine opportunity. Solis saw it all the way, and he will know he should at least have forced Perri into action there. Here come Birmingham again. The Blues have started well. Stansfield hooks a clever ball back into the 6-yard area from the left side, but Burrell can clear for Leeds. There is an urgency about Birmingham's play that's missing from their opponents. They are snapping into tackles on the greasy surface, pressing aggressively, forcing rushed passes from Leeds, and every successful challenge is cheered with gusto by the home fans. Interestingly, Birmingham are wearing their iconic blue and white penguin strip, a nod to the 1970s era of Trevor Francis and Bob Latchford. It really adds to the sense of occasion, I think. Stansfield has been busy these opening 10 minutes, and here he comes again at the edge of the area. He's going to shoot. Saved! Oh my word, what a save from Perri! Stansfield unleashed a ferocious dipping volley from just outside the box, slightly to the left. He was arrowing toward the far corner. For a split second it felt inevitable it was going to be a goal, until Lukas Perri sprung across and produced a breathtaking fingertip stave, diverting the ball onto the woodwork. The strike was magnificent, the save was even better. Replays only deepened the appreciation. The technique from Stansfield is outstanding, but Perri's reflexes are extraordinary. Without him, Leeds are behind there. Birmingham continue to pour forward. Solis tests Perri, again from distance, and then shortly after, Carlos Vicente bursts beyond the defensive line and drills a low cross that looks destined to be a tap-in, only for Gudmundsson to slide across with a perfectly timed block. Here comes the resulting corner. It goes over everyone's head. Klarer is there inside the 6-yard box. Header blocked on the line and cleared by Leeds. Klarer didn't even have to get off the ground for that one, and replays show it hit Demarai Gray, his teammate, on the back, on the line. If he heads that more to the left, it's an empty net and an opening goal. The Championship side are really pushing for this opener as Gray bursts through, but this time it is his goal-bound shot that is blocked inadvertently by a teammate who was actually falling over in the box. Birmingham are not getting the rub of the green up to this point. And as good as they have been, the worry for them will be that unless they make this lightning start count, Leeds could weather the storm and nick a goal. After 25 minutes, the statistics underline Birmingham's dominance. Nearly 58% possession, 7 attempts, 3 on target, 1 denied by the woodwork. Leeds have been reactive, not proactive. Buonanotte and Nanto have been peripheral figures. Okafor alone has carried a threat. The Premier League club have still not forced Ryan Allsop into a serious save. Right on 30 minutes, we have the first yellow card of the game as Solis is booked for kicking the ball away in frustration. That's such a soft booking. Leeds have a throw-in the Birmingham half. It's played to Longstaff, who is in acres of space about 30 yards out. He's encouraged to shoot, and he does. A dipping low shot from distance, but Birmingham keeper Allsop is equal to it, touching it out for a corner. At last, a shot on target for Leeds. About 5 minutes to the break now. Another wave of Birmingham pressure. Leeds have everyone back defending, and Blues boss Chris Davies is encouraging his players from the sidelines. This is Davies' first job in management after previously working under Brendan Rodgers and Ange Postecoglou. Can Birmingham get the goal before the break that their play deserves? It's Leeds on the break now though, halfway inside the Birmingham half. Oh, that's a good challenge by Doyle to win it back. It falls to Priske, who has one look upfield before playing a lovely long ball down the right wing for Vicente. Leeds had committed players forward and looked short at the back. Vicente plays a nice ball infield to Gray on the edge of the penalty area, slightly to the right. He has Justin facing him. Gray steadies himself and shoots with his right foot. Through Justin's legs, saved! Perri produced another strong save, getting down to his right to push away a powerful drive across goal. That's Birmingham's 4th shot on target. Leeds have managed just 1. The most important stat, though, of course, is that it is still 0-0, and you imagine Leeds can only improve in the second half. The board goes up, indicating there will be 1 added minute. Vicente is booked for what is deemed a simulation in the penalty area as he goes for the ball with Longstaff, and then the whistle sounds for half-time. It is greeted by applause from the home fans and visible relief from the away players. Half-time, the scoreline reads level, 0-0, but the performance levels have not been the same. Birmingham have been the better side by some distance, and yet they have nothing tangible to show for it. Perri has kept Leeds in the tie, all to play for in the second half. This is cup football, anything can happen. Second half, at the start of the half, both managers make changes. Birmingham introduce Osman for Gray, Leeds bring on Ampadu for debutant Buonanotte. Ampadu's influence is subtle at first, but then increasingly obvious. He positions himself intelligently between Birmingham's lines, breaking up transitions, winning first contact in midfield, and above all, slowing the tempo. Where Leeds were chaotic in the first half, they now look structured. Oh, that's a lovely take of the ball on his chest by Okafor, and his turn takes out 3 Birmingham players in midfield. He has space ahead of him and he drives at the retreating defence. He has Nmecha ahead on his left and he feeds the ball to him. Klarer lunges in, but the Leeds man rides the sliding challenge with strength and balance. He cuts inside along the edge of the penalty area. He goes for the shot with his right foot. Go! What a strike by Nmecha! Allsop attempts a dive, but it is past him in a flash. It is clinical, ruthless, and entirely against the run of the evening's play, but the 5,000 Leeds supporters in the away end don't care. Birmingham hope in vain for a potential offside in the build-up, but the goal stands. Leeds, second best in the first half, are a goal up 5 minutes into the second. Daniel Farke will be much happier with that now from his team. How will Birmingham respond? They have to keep believing that they can get at this Leeds side. There's still a lot of football to be played. Birmingham look to hit back straight away, but that's a great tackle from Bijol to slide across at the front post to stop Stansfield's shot. I can't stress enough the difference Ampadu has made since coming on. He's dominating the midfield exchanges, winning tackles Leeds were not winning earlier. Leeds are no longer scrambling, they are managing now. Just short of the hour mark, Leeds try to break, but Samuel does well to sweep up the ball in midfield. Leeds defenders have pushed up, so there's room in behind, and Samuels plays in Vicente down this right side. He sees Priske ahead of his marker in the box and puts in a lovely cross for the Dane, who can't get to it, and Leeds can put it out for a corner. Priske is looking for a penalty for the challenge from Burrell, but it seems on replays that Priske was more interested in going down than trying to get on the end of the cross. Here comes the corner, which Leeds head clear, but only as far as Stansfield, a few yards inside the right angle of the penalty area. He's going to try and volley it first time. He hits it low. It comes to Priske inside the 6-yard box. He must score. Blocked. Oh, by Bijol. I don't think the Leeds defender knew much about that. It was instinctive. The ball is rolling free towards Vicente, but Bornauw gets there to toe poke it out for another corner. What must Birmingham do to score? Leeds manager Daniel Farke thinks it's time for some changes. He's taking off his goal scorer Nmecha and sending on Calvert-Lewin, while Aronson also comes on for Nanto. Leeds are just starting to take the sting out of Birmingham after that flurry of activity from the home side. Another 10 minutes goes by without much incident, and that is credit to Leeds and their game management. Birmingham are still working hard, and as long as it stays 1-0, they will know they are still in this game. Less than 20 minutes to go of normal time, and Birmingham win a corner. This half it has looked their best chance of scoring. Doyle will take it down this left side. It's a good ball into the back post. Priske is there again and once again doesn't make contact. He's moving towards the ball. He can see it coming all the way, but just at the last moment, he doesn't go for it. Maybe he thought there was some contact coming from Bornauw, but I'm sorry, you have got to stick your head on that. If Birmingham don't get back into this game, they will have a lot of regrets, I feel, on what could and should have been. Davies then hooks Priske, and more surprisingly, the industrious and dangerous Vicente. On come Roberts and Ducksch. Birmingham refuse to wilt. Their fans have seen a committed performance by their side, but it's Leeds who are going through to the 5th round as things stand. They have a corner now. Bijol goes to meet it, wins the header, but glances it wide. He ran too far past the near post, making the angle quite difficult. A few minutes later, Leeds win another corner. We haven't seen many open play chances for either team in this half, but we have seen action from corners. Longstaff will take it into the 6-yard box. Justin comes to meet it over the bar. In fact, it came off his shoulder. He didn't get his timing right. Just over 10 minutes of normal time remaining. Osman shows good strength to get past Justin, who slips in the tussle between them, meaning Osman is away. He gets to the left angle of the penalty box and looks to swing in a low cross with Roberts and Stansfield well placed inside, but he hits it straight at Bijol. He has another bite of the cherry. He swings his right foot at it. Oh, that's very poor. The ball goes diagonally across the box and out for a goal kick. Roberts and Stansfield hold out their hands in a pleading gesture. Birmingham, as we have said throughout this game, have shown great endeavour but have been found wanting at the clinical moments in front of goal. Leeds are nearly there now. They haven't shown much offensively, but they have controlled the second half much better than they did the first. Into the final 5 minutes, and both teams make further changes. Okafor is replaced by Bogle for Leeds, and Fujimoto is on for Samuel for Birmingham. Leeds, though, playing with fire a bit, as Birmingham penned them back in these final minutes. Fujimoto, now over on the right wing, plays a ball back to Doyle, who whips in a cross first time. Justin misjudges the bounce. It flies past him to Osman, who's about a yard outside the left angle of the 6-yard box. He controls it first time. He's going to try and curl it around Justin into the far corner. Wide! Again, the youngster shows a lack of composure and skews his effort high and wide, though in his defence, he did slip as he was about to shoot. Manager Taylor looks the embodiment of calm on the touchline. I wonder what he's thinking on the inside, though. Fair play to Birmingham. They keep pushing. A lesser team would have become disheartened from all these misses, but not the Blues. Can they get the reward their overall performance has deserved? It's approaching now or never time for them. They have a corner now, however, with 89 minutes showing on the clock. Wagner has gone over to the far side to take it, to our left as we look at it. In it comes, so that's a poor corner. It doesn't beat the first man and leads clear. They don't clear it far, though, as Patrick Roberts picks up the ball about 5 yards outside the box to the right of the D. He takes a touch with his left foot. He's going for the shot. Deflection. Goal! Can you believe it? In the last minute, Birmingham have equalised. A thunderous strike. It took a deflection off Justin's head and arced beyond Perri into the net. A large slice of luck, but Birmingham will say they have not had much of it in the game. We are all square here at St Andrews, 1-1, and extra time now looms, and of course possibly even penalties. Listen to that noise. The 28,000 inside St Andrews sounds like double that. It's raw and unfiltered. There will be 6 additional minutes at the end of the 90. 2 minutes in and Birmingham have another corner. Same corner from which they scored their goal, same side. Can they repeat the feat? Wagner again will take it. It's another poor corner from the left back. Everyone is waiting in the 6-yard box and it passes behind all of them. It's gone right across to Osman, halfway inside the box, slightly to the left. On his right foot, oh dear, again high and wide, from a great angle. With his right foot, he could have attempted a curler into the far corner, or perhaps a delicate chip into the 6-yard box, where all his teammates were waiting, but he did neither. Now it's Leeds' turns to press. A long throw from Ampadu is headed on first by Aronson, then by Justin. Everyone has been drawn towards the ball on the left side of the penalty area, and now it breaks to Calvert-Lewin just to the right of the penalty spot. He lets the ball come across his body before going with the shot on his right foot. Blocked! Superb anticipation from Wagner to get himself across to make the block, which goes up and over the bar for a Leeds corner. Wow! This added time has been end to end. Neither team really wants another 30 minutes, so they are going for it. As a neutral watching, if extra time is as exciting as what we have seen up to this point, then I say bring it on. We've reached the 6-minute mark of time added on, but still we play. Birmingham have a throw down underneath us on this left wing. Wagner will take it. Oh, Bogle has completely switched off, allowing Osman to receive the ball unmarked behind him. The youngster is 2 or 3 yards from the byline and approaching the 6-yard box. He plays a shot across the back towards the far corner. Perri goes full length but can't get to it, off the post. And right back out towards the penalty spot. Fujimoto is coming onto it. He must score. Blocked. by Bijol, who throws himself in front of the effort and Leeds can clear. Amazing stuff. What a game we've had. What an amazing last 10 minutes or so. Heroic stuff from Bijol to save Leeds there. And that is it. Finally, the whistle goes and we can all try and catch our breaths. And I'm sitting up here in the gantry. What must the players feel like? Well, however they feel, they have to get right back at it as we start the first half of extra time. Understandably, the pace dips slightly, but the emotional intensity is still there. Fresh legs appear. Rodon for Leeds, Neumann for Birmingham. Who will be brave enough to go that extra yard to make a difference? In the 3rd minute, Roberts sends in a deep cross from the right, but Justin gets there ahead of Osman to clear. Shortly after, it's Neumann, this time, who delivers a lovely teasing cross once more to the back post, and it's Justin again who clears, with Osman lurking behind him. Osman really needs to be on the front foot, challenging for those. Being honest, Osman has not had the greatest of games when it comes to his efficiency with the ball. The best thing I can say about the 21-year-old is that he's getting into good positions. Leeds charge forward on the counter, led by Calvert-Lewin. He slips in Perri, but the move breaks down at his feet as he can't get control of the ball and Birmingham can clear. Longstaff has the ball now in the left-back position. Oh, that's a loose ball from him into midfield. It goes straight to Doyle, who releases Stansfield into the space down the right wing that Longstaff has just vacated. He gets into the penalty area on the right, looks up and plays an inviting ball across between the goalkeeper and Leeds defenders. Osman is coming in at the back post, right on the angle of the 6-yard box. He goes for the first-time shot with his right foot. Wide! High and wide. Very high and very wide. He just lashed at that when composure was required. Chris Davies applauds from the touchline. A remarkably patient man is Chris Davies. In fairness, the angle was tight for a goal, but Osman should be testing the keeper there. Longstaff now plays a long ball forward, which Calvert-Lewin flicks on. Bogle has made a diagonal run to get onto it, inside just to the left of the D on the edge of the penalty area, but Wagner does very well. First to track his run, and second to use his body strength to ease Bogle off the ball so Allsop is able to gather. We're nearly at the end of the first period of extra time. Doyle has his pocket picked in the middle of the park by Longstaff. Perri then plays it forward, trying to find Calvert-Lewin in between the two centre-halves, but takes too long, and the striker is caught offside, and that is it. The whistle blows. The half ends with neither side able to land a decisive blow, but it was not from want of trying in what continues to be a very entertaining cup tie. After a quick team huddle with the managers and a few massages from the physios for tired legs, we are underway again in the second period of extra time. As time ticks by and jeopardy increases, will both teams become less adventurous and decide to take their chances in the penalty shootout? 5 minutes into the half and Klarer gets lost in the drama and decides to dive and punch the ball in the middle of the park for some reason. He's shown a yellow after some meaty 50-50 crunching challenges, which preceded that. It's a classic FA Cup feel about this, heart and effort over finesse. The second half is still end-to-end without there being any significant goal-mouth action. Credit to both teams for the effort they have put into this game. Now the home side are sending on Birmingham-born teenager Zaid Betteka for Solis, who picked up a knock, it seems, a little earlier. There has not been a penalty shootout this weekend in the Cup, but we are 5 minutes away from one here in Birmingham. Birmingham have a free kick deep in their own half. Allsop will take it and Birmingham are sending everyone forward. The ball eventually breaks to Osman on the left side of the box, and on his second attempt to cross, the ball drops in the penalty area to Neumann, but he dallies in deciding what to do instead of putting his laces through it, and Leeds can break right up the other end of the field. Ampadu wins a challenge on the edge of the Birmingham box. It comes to Perri about 12 yards out, slightly to the right. He goes for the shot, blocked by Doyle, and out for a corner. Great defending again by the Birmingham man to slide in and stop the shot. We've seen some great defending, last-ditch defending from both sides today. We're into the last minute now. That's a blind clearance up in the air by Fujimoto. Bogle controls it nicely down on this right side. He sees and finds Calvert-Lewin, who's made a run through the centre, as Klarer has been drawn out of position by the run of Aronson. He goes for the shot about 12 yards out to the right of the 6-yard box. Saved! Allsop stands up at his near post to block the shot out for a corner to Leeds. Perri will be upset with his strike partner that he didn't square the ball to him, as he was completely unmarked. But once Calvert-Lewin had his sights on goal, I think there was nothing else on his mind but to take the shot. There have been 24 corners in this game, and here comes another one, possibly the last. It's an outswinger down the right side from Longstaff. It's a deep one. Rodon rises highest and heads it back across the 6-yard box. Doyle kicks it away over his head with his back to goal. It's going to fall to Ampadu on the penalty spot. The ball bounces once. Ampadu swings his left foot at it as it bounces up. Is this the moment? Over the bar! Ampadu just couldn't get his foot over the ball enough with that volley. He holds his head in his hands. It's not the first time we've seen that kind of reaction today. And that is that. The whistle blows for the end of extra time. There will be penalties. What a game this has been. A classic FA Cup matchup. Both teams have gone for the win since the first whistle, and we as spectators have been the benefactors of that attacking approach. Penalty shootout, the tension in the stadium is palpable. Players gather in huddles. Supporters hold scarves over faces. Penalty shootout, here we go. The first two penalties are composed. Stansfield and Ducksch convert confidently for Birmingham. Perri and Calvert-Lewin respond with authority. Next, Tommy Doyle steps up, but Perri guesses correctly, diving low to his right to make the save. Suddenly, Leeds hold the advantage. Brendan Aronson then extends that advantage with calm precision. Up next is Patrick Roberts, the hero who scored the goal to bring us into extra time. Here he comes. Oh no! He lifts his effort high over the bar. The stadium gasps. It's not looking good for Birmingham now. Sean Longstaff can put Leeds into the hat for the 5th round if he can convert his penalty. Here he comes, and he does. Emphatically, the Leeds squad race toward Longstaff and Perri in celebration. Heartbreak for Birmingham, who have given so much in this game. Full time, Birmingham 1, Leeds 1. Leeds win 4-2 on penalties. An enthralling FA Cup tie. Birmingham dominated the first half and pushed Leeds to the brink. Leeds adjusted though at the break and showed much more resilience and ultimately held their nerve when it mattered. Perri's brilliance, Ampadu's composure, Nmecha's ruthlessness and their steadiness from the spot has carried the Premier League side through. Birmingham depart to a standing ovation, having shown they belong on this stage. They will return to the Championship with renewed heart. They are only 2 points behind Derby, who currently hold the 6th and final playoff spot, so there's still much to play for at St Andrews. As fans make their way out of the stadium, it feels like the place is just beginning to cool down after 2.5 hours of football that had everything. It is Leeds, though, who will be in the 5th round draw on Monday. It finishes here at St Andrews, Birmingham 1, Leeds 1, with Leeds edging it 4-2 after a penalty shootout.